guys to King Josiah TV, where this channel was created to educate, promote, and influence the kingdom of Jesus Christ in this world. I am your host, Josiah, guys. And before we get started, if you're listening live on YouTube, go ahead and smash the subscribe button before we get started. Get it pushed out to other people. If you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me the follow. Like, guys, let's go ahead and get into today's show.
Watch giants fall like Goliath. David, I dance. This ain't no tick-tock. God told me that my steps was ordered. Walking in flip-flops. Chris Rock, how they laughed at me. I'm not the one you want to play with. God's favorite guy.
All right. So the next thing we're going to talk on today is Teyana Taylor. She had a prayer recently at the Essence Awards. I think this was like a week or so ago. I'll be honest with you, I didn't actually watch the Essence Awards, but I know this happened like I think a week or so ago. And a lot of people have been talking about it. She thanked God, and it seems like she's on a new path with searching for God and putting him in her life and at the forefront. You can tell I found some other clips outside of the Essence one. For time's sake, I won't play those today, but the fact that she uplifted the Lord and said Jesus Christ and had a prayer in a audience and in a place where in Hollywood is a place where it's frowned upon really to be a believer. It's not something a lot of actors stand up for and are outward about their faith, even praying, at an award show, which says a lot. And, I think she's growing in her faith and sort of things like that. So, we definitely want to encourage her in that. So this one here, we just encouraging and, showing this because this is a good thing and something beautiful to see, an actor acknowledging God. So I got a short clip actually from, I think it was TikTok, but we gonna pull it up here. Just a minute, guys. I just have to upload it. Just a second.
To your feet for my fierce and fabulous friend, Teyana Taylor.
I had a cute speech. It was supposed to be funny. Heavenly Father God, I thank you for who you are. Let me tell you something about your favor. Your favor cannot be stopped or destroyed. Now listen, y'all, I got some thanks to give, so let me cook. Lord, you told me in John 12 that you are the light of the world, and if I followed you, I wouldn't have to walk in the darkness because you would have the light that leads to life.
And what we were talking about earlier, guys, that when you put God at the forefront, you set God on the throne of your heart, God will lead and guide you. He will open up doors that cannot be shut. So again, in listening to her, this encourages us to put God in the driver's seat of our life, not just in the passenger seat.
You promised to protect me from evil in the face of adversity, and you rescued me, so I humbly submit to you with a thankful heart. Thank you for reminding me that your blessings, your love, your grace, and your patience with me doesn't come with conditions. Because, baby, I know I get on your nerves sometimes. And though I get on your nerves sometimes, at all times you take your time with me. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for accepting me in every form I've come to you in. Thank you for wiping every tear away when I thought the wait was punishment, because you've made it super clear now that the wait wasn't punishment. It was just preparation for what was already written for my life.
And there's a little bit more there in that speech that she had, but for time's sake, we're just going to play that segment of it. But I just wanted to acknowledge her and read a verse out of Luke, out of the Amplified version, Amplified Bible. I'm sorry. It's Luke 12:6-8. When it comes to acknowledging God before other people, she definitely acknowledged God. And things like this need to be pushed out. These positive things, these people that are in the world, but God is wooing them. God is bringing them to his heart. These people need to be encouraged. These people don't need to be pushed down for their lifestyles or certain things that they do. They need to be encouraged in their faith and encouraged for more actors and more people to come out like this, because it starts with one and then it trickles down. So again, we're going to read out of Luke. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 copper coins? Yet one one of them has ever been forgotten in the presence of God. Indeed, indeed, the very hairs of your head are numbered. As she said when she was talking about her speech, God's grace was over her life. God knew the beginning from the end. God knows your life. He knows what you've been through. He knows where you're going at. Do you think that if he's willing to, if he knows even the sparrow, he doesn't let go astray, or doesn't cover and doesn't watch? Why don't you think he's watching over you? Do not be afraid. You are more valuable than the sparrows. I say to you, whoever declares openly and confesses me before men, speaking freely of me as the Lord, the Son of Man will also declare openly and confess him as his own before the angels and before God. So, if we're willing to be open and we're willing to be in public squares and in places where, in all transparency, God is not, at the forefront. It's not a place where, God is really being put on display, and you're willing to stand out and do those, God will honor you in heaven before his heavenly Father, which is the greatest gift that we can have, the crown of glory that we're working for. The acknowledgement that we'll get in heaven, we're not going to get that on earth, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the acknowledgement that we'll get once we reach heaven. So for everybody that's tuned in the whole time for the whole podcast, again, if you haven't yet, go ahead and smash the like button, guys, as we wrap this up. Hit the subscribe button. Again, if you're listening on YouTube, again, if you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit that follow button if you haven't already. Thank you guys again, and I will see you next week.
When my salvation on me like it's a helmet. The way you to sin is death, for send you to hell quick. Wanted to be all about me, God, I was selfish. I was rebellious.